Hello. Oh my gosh. Great to be back. Good to be with you. Welcome to Hug Nation Live. I am John Halcyon, and oh boy, am I grateful for a gratitude practice. And I am grateful to be able to have a group gratitude practice. So I am eager to hear what you are grateful for. Art Jacqueline and Forever Ty, if you are here, say hello. Let me know what you are grateful for, something you're appreciating in your world. I am grateful for the rain. We had some glorious rain last night in San Diego, and our massive cactus plant or cacti tree in the backyard is got blooms all over it. Actually, there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, like 11. And they're like 1 day blooms and they're big and white and glorious. So I'm so grateful for the impressive display of beauty that nature is a little showing off. But you know what? I'm all for it. I'm grateful for showing off and tooting our own horns. Last night, Lisa was sharing something with me, and she was sharing something that had went well for her. And she goes, "Oh, listen to me toot my own horn." And I was like, "Please, never stop tooting your own horn. I want that to be the background music of our lives, is the sound of people tooting their own horns." We do not have enough of that. We have way too much self-criticism, way too much looking for what's wrong, not enough celebrating what's right. So let's do some horn tooting. What are you grateful for? I'm grateful to be back home in our home in San Diego. Was just at a retreat center about an hour east of San Diego. Maybe my favorite retreat center. It's so beautiful, and it's got this it's like a Joshua tree environment, but it's much closer, and there's, like, little caves. It's like it's the location that I proposed to Lisa in one of the caves. I took her into one of the little hike into a cave that's got it's so cool. It's got, like, blankets inside and a little altar, and I took her into the cave and proposed, and turns out she's still she's still down for it. We're still engaged. We're looking at a spring 2027 date without a specific date or location, but she assures me she is still committed to marrying me. So I am very grateful for that. Art Jacqueline says, "I am grateful for my health." Could that be the most important and significant gratitude? Possibly. It's certainly one that is easy to take for granted and uh, one that is often most clear when our health is not at its best. It is when we have the injury, when we are under the weather, that we go, "Whoa, boy, I sure am grateful when I don't feel like this." But if you can bring that into presence for the rest of the time, when you do feel good, be like, "I'm having a good health day. I'm so grateful for that." That's one of the things that I had a really extreme nerve neck issue that caused me shoulder and pain that was intense for about 2 months, and, like, intense to the point of, like, I don't know if I can go on living like this, and it went away with I did everything I could, chiropractic, massage. I had a steroid shot or a cortisone that actually into my spine that did the trick, but I try to bring that awareness into mind every day so I can be so grateful, because every day that I don't feel that is incredible. I don't need anything else. If I just don't have that pain, then it is a day to celebrate. It also keeps me motivated to do my physical therapy. Thanks for tuning in. This is Hug Nation Live. I do this every day at 9 a.m. Pacific time, unless I'm doing something else. Like this weekend, I was away at retreat practicing immediacy and offline. But today, I am back and so excited to be sharing gratitude with you. Selena is grateful for the rain. So good to get rain in Southern California. The sound last night was just exquisite. At the retreat this weekend, we had a Saturday night water blessing. And in fact, the last 2 weekends I was at retreat, and both times on Saturday night, we did a water blessing. And you know, I often call to mind gratitude for things like indoor plumbing and access to clean water and access to a shower on demand. But the water blessing really, I mean, brought so deep in me the reality of how many people have to carry buckets to get their water. How easy it is to take for granted that we can just turn the switch in our home and have water on demand. But that is not the default. And because we have such easy access, it's so easy to take it for granted. And yet it is the most important element beyond oxygen and air, but water. We need it to live. It is the nourishment. It is the medicine. It is the core medicine of our body, replenishing, nourishing, healing. We are mostly water. So thank you, rains. Thank you, water. High Noon says, I'm grateful being in y'all's presence. I've been struggling, but find this practice of gratitude. I can find the sun when the darkness shows itself. I think I love the way you said that. And, that's one of the things that a gratitude practice does is that it helps remind you that even when things are so dark, that's when the little bitty lights are so clear. But it takes a mind training to go, oh, this sucks, this sucks, this sucks, this sucks, which may all be true. This is bad. Oh, this is unfair. This is just oh, and there is that light, which is the laughing child. I am so grateful I got to spend some time with one of my favorite 4-year-olds this weekend. And we had this super adorable, I her mom asked me to help her get her jammies on, and she was insistent on having me put on her jammies. So she playfully pretended to put me in her jammies. Then she was in her jammies, and then uh, she asked her mom and I to play a game. And this 4-year-old said, "Okay, I'm a cat, and when I come by you, you have to pet me." And so she just went meow meow, and then she went on the ground and just went meow meow as her mom and I were petting this adorable 4-year-old. It was like magic. So grateful for the energy and innocence and divine light of children. I'm also grateful for Carla, Lisa's mom. It is her birthday today. So I made her an AI song birthday card and sent it to her this morning, which she got a real kick out of. So grateful for Carla. Happy birthday, Carla. Thank you for raising my favorite person in the world. Oh, which reminds me, I am so grateful for Lisa, my beloved. I cannot believe that each day I find myself filled with more admiration, respect, love, and trust and attraction for this human. And this cannot believe how lucky I am. At the same time, I feel totally worthy. I had these moments this weekend where I was like, wow, Lisa is incredible. And so am I. We are a awesome couple. Hug Nation Live is two real intentions. One is a sharing of gratitude, and the other is to take a moment to remind yourself of the person you want to be today. To take a little step away from your to-do list, away from all the things that you need to get done, and instead preemptively decide, who do you want to be? What kind of energy, what kind of attitude, what kind of traits do you want to practice? I want to be a good listener today. I want to be kind. I want to be patient. I want to look for opportunities to gift, to share compliments. I want to look for ways to lift others up. I want to practice self-care. I want to do my physical therapy and invest in the long-term joy of this body. Okay, now that I know who I want to be, then as I have opportunities for decisions today, I can go, oh, well, now I know how to respond because I know the kind of person that I want to be. If somebody cuts me off, oh, I want to be a patient person who's kind. So, go for it. Somebody in front of me in line is realizing they don't have enough money for that second item. I go, oh, you know what? Let me get that for you because I already know. I've already decided the person I want to be today. So let's give that a thought. I really do not take for granted that we are so supported by our community. There is, I'm pretty public and pretty open about our love. And I speak about it and I speak about our relationship. We have done podcasts together. She interviewed me on her podcast and we talked about our relationship and our relationship practices. She's been here on Love Morning often. I really feel like the core art project of my life for the rest of my life is partnership. And so grateful to have Lisa be my collaborator and partner. I'm grateful for community, and I'm grateful I have a number of communities that are so supportive. One of the things that we talked about at the end of this retreat was how we need to stay in touch and need to have practices. Like for me, it's this practice of remembering who we are at our best, remembering what we can be when we are free from the pressures and distractions of the world. Because I am a kind man. I like to practice gifting. I like to be radically self-expressed. But the world sometimes reacts to me in ways that could be discouraging. And each little, it's easy to be like, a little bit less, a little bit less, a little bit less. Unless I take this morning time practice to be like, I'm going to be that. I am going to be an ambassador of love. Even for when the people sometimes treat me as if I'm too much or whatever. Because that new person either goes, hey, look at that. People are nicer than I thought they were in the world. Or the person goes, and then they just have a little like seed of, maybe people are nicer. Maybe enough evidence and something in their brain shifts. It is partially on my mind today because I checked the comments on a video that I boosted. I made a video about my upcoming Love Ambassador meetup retreat in January. And so I boosted it on Instagram and Facebook. And the comments were, well, you know what? I'm just going to share them. Comment number 1 from Melted. Nope, with a middle finger. Comment number 2. No, thank you. I choose violence. It helps keep you commies away. It makes my children stronger than you soy boys. You'll see. The next one is just a animated graphic saying, gay. Then Bill says, lying psycho. And then finally Tom says, why? You look like a bunch of assholes. Granted, like, you know what? Let me share the video that they're responding to that is inciting this much anger. In a media landscape distorted by algorithms, it is hard not to conclude that humanity is terrible. No, don't fall for that. It is critical that as we struggle to keep our hearts open to the suffering of the world, we don't lose sight of how profound a gift it is to be alive on this fertile planet. Sure, there is plenty to be scared about, but my God, there is so much beauty, creativity, and love in the world. So don't forget to keep your eyes open and collect evidence of the good stuff. At the Love Ambassador Meetup, we're going to learn how to find and focus on the good stuff. More importantly, we're going to inspire one another to be examples of what's good. Be the ones who shine so brightly that we make our fellow weirdos feel safer being themselves. Be the permissionaries who give others permission to be free. Be the medicine the world needs simply by being our authentic selves. The 3rd annual Hug Nation Love Ambassador Meetup is happening again, January 9th to 11th in San Diego. I'm John Halcyon Stinn. I'll be your host. We'll be flexing our muscles of gifting, gratitude, radical self-expression. Bring your authentic self and an open heart. We'll have a day of workshops, conversations, and art making. And we'll hit the town as love ambassadors together. No, we're not going to dress up as pink superheroes and walk around downtown like these AI clips. But we will dress up as pink superheroes and hit the annual Pink Heart Party at Spin Nightclub. It'll be an epic night of dancing, hugging, and spreading good vibes. The world needs your beautiful brilliance. Let's come together and create healing for one another and the world.
Love ambassadors, let's go!
It does hurt my heart to know that there's people out there that would see me talk like that and feel inspired to tell me that they choose violence over soy boys like me. High Noon is grateful for headphones to listen to y'all. He's mowing the lawn for his mom. Nice. I love multitasking. I'm glad that you are listening. If you only like listening, by the way, I occasionally take the archives of these broadcasts and put them as audio only as a podcast, so you can subscribe on Spotify and iTunes if you'd like. I am dedicated to being a love ambassador. I am unattached to the outcome. That is part of what keeps me sane. My philosophy is direction, not distance. That is, am I headed in the direction that is aligned with my values? Okay, I'll just take another step in that direction. Now, does that have any massive impact? I don't know. I just trust that the ripples will be in the world as they are supposed to be. It is really the content of the world is secondary. It is all a gymnasium for our spirits to grow and practice and gain strength. So I don't need those people who are saying hateful things to change their mind for my energy to be worthwhile. It is the process and the practice itself that helps me to grow and evolve. A Course in Miracles says there's no difference in the size of a miracle, whether it's moving a piece of sand or a mountain. And your purpose is no less significant if you help a person or if you help a whole village. Either way, you are being of service. So being a dedicated parent is every bit as important as a philanthropist who is digging a well in Africa. They're all going in the direction of kindness, good, and compassion, and reducing suffering. That's all we can do. And if we help one person in any way, hey, time well spent, energy well spent. Well, we are approaching half past, so there's a little bit more time if anybody wants to share some gratitude, something in your life that you are grateful for. I'm so grateful I get to look down right now and see the blooming cactus in the canyon. Grateful for all the rain that is nourishing the plants and the animals and refilling our reservoirs. I'm so grateful for my beloved Lisa, grateful for my community, my communities, grateful for my health, grateful for my friends of so many different places and eras of my life, old friends and new friends and friends that's from my brother, who has been my closest friend since he was born and I was 2, to the beautiful people I met this weekend. And you, friend, who we may never have even have met in person, but we have a little interconnecting of our lives. The fabric of our existence is contributing to this grand fabric, this grand tapestry. Incredible. American Dream says, and that is why I am thankful I found your podcast as I enter uncertain times in my life. And I feel that light is leaving me. I'm listening to you and it brings back my light. So thank you. And that's the reason. That's the core reason why we need to make a practice and an effort to try to be the people that makes us proud to be. Because we are permissionaries. We are the examples that let other people who might be beaten down by the world might be feeling like, what's the point? Everybody out there is a bastard. But you can be the example that people are good in the world. When someone goes, people suck, they have to go, oh, well, they suck except for American Dream. That person was pretty nice to me. So I guess all people don't suck. It's divine activism. So wherever you are in your life, you are fully qualified right now to be a love ambassador. You don't need to wait until you get your degree or till you kick your addiction or you whatever. Right now, you are fully qualified to make the world a better place. You already are making a difference. You have no choice. Butterfly effect. Every action and word and breath we take has rippling effects to the world. So why not try to make our impact in the world positive? Because you never know when that ripple will hit somebody who is feeling discouraged, who is so desperately in need of example and evidence that there are good people out there. So in need of role modeling and permission. So they go, oh, it is okay to trust and be vulnerable. Thank you. And then I can now shine a brighter and I can put my ripples in the world. Matt says, grateful for love mornings after a stressful HOA meeting last night. Oh, my sympathy to you. HOA is, we have so many movies about, the good guys against the terrorists and the villains and the monsters. But man, I think HOAs are the forgotten villains of the world. So sorry. I hope that you find lots of other things today to lift your spirit and remind you of what a gift it is to be alive on this fertile, beautiful planet. Yes, and that's really the core of a gratitude practice. It is not denying the things that are dark. It is not pretending everything is good. It's not bypassing. It is acknowledging that there's a lot of things that are hard. There's a lot of suffering. Yes. And there is countless miracles, countless amazing things happening constantly all around us. But our minds biologically have evolved to focus on the threats and what's wrong. So we take for granted all the beauty unless we have a practice of bringing our attention back to it. So thank you for being a part of this shared practice. It is a core, fundamental part of my life. Thank you for being a part of it. Well, thanks everybody who has popped in and said hello and shared some gratitude. Thanks for all the reminders of why it matters, why we matter, why it makes a difference to approach your days as a love ambassador. Thank you. Wherever you are, I encourage you to hug yourself, really, like not just think about it. Give your body a hug. And as you feel this solid, incredibly miraculous machinery, this systems within systems of blood circulation and immune system and all the systems happening in our body right now, our lungs and respiratory. What a gift to be in this body, to be experiencing the world in this biological spaceship. And as you're hugging this body, now for a moment, imagine that you're hugging not your own body, but you're hugging me and hugging all the people that have popped in today, that we're embracing them. And then those arms are mine and you're being embraced by all of us. And we're all together in this moment, letting our identities slide away so that we're just sitting in this presence of humanity, this shared oneness, feeling the energy, feeling the divinity, feeling the gratitude of being conscious in a body, having a shared experience with all these fellow humans. What a gift. What a profound gift. Let's take a deep breath in and squeeze each other on behalf of Grandpa Caleb and all of us here. Thanks for joining me for Hug Nation Live. We are live every day at 9 a.m. Pacific, unless we're not. And you can get links to all of my stuff at lifestudent.com, including podcasts and t-shirts and stickers. And First Saturday's homeless outing is coming up at the beginning of next month. And I am hosting the annual Love Ambassador Meetup. It's mid-January in San Diego, California. There's still a couple of seats left if you would like to be a part. of our live little retreat that has a day of beautiful connection and workshops and art. And then that night we dress up in our best pink outfits and go dancing at the Pink Heart fundraiser. So if you have interest, reach out or yeah, that'd probably be best. Reach out. I don't think I have that link on my on lifestudent.com right now. You'd think that I would. But you know what? I'm going to forgive myself. And I encourage you to forgive yourself. Let's preemptively forgive ourselves. Thanks, everybody who has been a part of this gathering. I love you.
The surefire way to lift your attitude is to come together and share gratitude. Hug Nation. Hug Nation.